I'm Ryder.
I'm Emily Bailey.
And I'm Chelsea Serwinski. And the topic we have researched is trophy hunting. Our agenda for today is what is trophy hunting, why trophy hunt, trophy hunting permits, the effects of trophy hunting on the food chain, the environmental impacts, the social impacts, what animals are affected the most, the long-term effects of trophy hunting, ways to control, limit, and stop trophy hunting, and the pros and cons of trophy hunting. What is trophy hunting? Trophy hunting involves the use of wildlife for the payment of a hunting experience and the acquisition of a trophy by the hunter. Trophy hunting is basically killing an animal for a sport, and it's regulated through permits. Why trophy hunting? There is an economic benefit to trophy hunting. Some examples include a lion is worth $60,000 to $120,000. A large elephant is worth $60,000, and a buffalo is worth $13,000. Some people hunt for symbolic proof of one's hardiness. The killing of a trophy animal reflects one's skill and character. As for trophies can't be bought, they must be earned. Also, trophy hunting saves on the land that animals use, which in turn saves animals. Without trophy hunting, the land would be used for agriculture, which means a loss of wildlife. Trophy hunting permits. Trophy hunting permits are limited, and the Convention of the International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, CITES, regulates these permits. CITES is a treaty to help prevent the species from becoming endangered or extinct because of international trade. CITES protects over 35,000 species of animals and plants. And when there are any infringements on the quotas, CITES makes those involved go to the criminal courts. And here's Emily with the effects of trophy hunting on the food chain.
So now that Chelsea has introduced what it is, the question of what the effects are comes into play. So the effects of the food chain include a study that comes up that hunting causes a record size in animals gradually decreasing and becoming smaller. It also alters their behaviors. So a study on bears showed that they failed to develop because of the trauma from seeing other animals hunted, and they became shy and less developed. It also prevented normal feeding habits from developing as well. Another study showed an imbalance between the sexes that caused animal affecting their offspring differences. Another study showed that males without tusks are dominating populations, which is not normal, and this altered traits of species. For example, tuskless elephants are considered handicapped in dry areas because they can't dip for water and they're less successful in fights. As well as these, the older animals are being killed, so they're the ones who know where and when the resources are available, and when they're killed, they leave their young at risk. And as well as these reasons, trophy hunting also lowers the population density of animals, which could be taken as a positive or a negative. So the environmental impacts of trophy hunting include tourist hunters taking about 105,000 animals per year, including 640 elephants, 3,800 buffaloes, 600 lions, and 800 leopards, and that's according to a 2009 study by the ICUN. They also said wildlife is much better conserved in protected areas than hunting areas. Another article stated that in Central and West Africa, there's less hunting because lion populations are nearly all in steep decline or extinct. So here's an example of this. In a Washington cougar population estimate, it shows that from 1975 to 2016, there's a steep decline from trophy hunting and as a cause of that. So to try to alleviate all these impacts, some limitations have been placed on these actions. Some social impacts include, in 1994, there was a ban on trophy hunting of elephants near the Kenya border. In 2011, a group of U.S. non-governmental organizations petitioned the U.S. to list lions as endangered under the ESA, or the Endangered Species Act. Some places have age regulations, such as minimum age limit for trophy lions at a national scale. And after Cecile the lion's death in June 2015, many people have called for a blanket ban over trophy hunting. And this has not happened yet because people don't take into consideration the relationship between trophy hunting and conservation, such as Chelsea mentioned on, and also because the impact of trophy hunting depends specifically on region and specific species that are considered. So with that being said, I will turn it over to Ryder, who will talk about which animals are specifically being affected.
What animals are most affected? While there are many trophy animals throughout the globe, the largest concentration of trophy animals is in Africa. Lions, lionesses, elephants, rhinos, buffaloes, giraffes, hippopotamuses, cheetahs, leopards, impalas, kudas, baboons, zebras, and wildebeests. These are all trophy animals found in Africa. The long-term effects of trophy hunting. Trophy hunters go after the largest male specimens. That leads to a decline in the average size. We see this in the Kodiak brown bear and the Canadian longhorn rams. And it also leads to an imbalance between the sexes, with mainly males being hunted. There are now more females than males in nature. Another effect is they are less likely to reach high rates of paternity. Males are being hunted at such a young age, so they do not reach their peak of reproduction. There are also undesired evolutionary responses. In this graph to the right, it shows a 30-year study of longhorned rams in Canada, and it shows a slight decline on every single one for weight, horn length, and population size. Current ways to control, limit, or stop trophy hunting are age restrictions in a few countries, dyeing rhino horns and elephant tusk pink or purple. All countries have or are in the process of implementing a monitoring system. Very few countries have implemented a ban on trophy imports, some restrictions on hunting females. Potential future ways to control, limit, or stop trophy hunting is universally enforcing age restrictions on hunting trophy animals. Improved trophy monitoring systems so they are sufficient enough to detect relevant rates of change in population size within a meaningful period of time, so we know the population decreases, stays the same, or increases. And also a universal ban on trophy imports would put a stop to trophy hunting. And here is a recap of the pros and cons of trophy hunting. After doing research on trophy hunting, we felt the negatives outweighed the benefits. And here's a list of our references.